everyone, it's Mrs. Sommer here to talk about Quarter 3 classroom expectations. I have changed my attendance and live session expectations from when we had Math 1 on Quarter 1. So now attendance is based on the question and answer in our daily Google Meet. So students must ask a math or science related question using the Q&A option in order to be marked present in class every day. So it's a feature in Google Meet that I will turn on and kids can ask questions. We will be meeting every school day. The meet is the first 15 to 30 minutes of our assigned class period. The remaining class time is yours to complete your lessons at your pace. Students will also have the option of working with their pre-assigned groups of 3 or 4 students. After the whole group live session, I will open up the Google Meets where students can collaborate on C and L assignments. Cameras. Students who have their cameras on during all live sessions must be on the entire time in a unit will have 1 0 on a mastery check excused. So it resets every unit. So if there's 5 units, there's 5 opportunities for students to get one of their zeros excused. How I'll do this is I'll randomly, at whatever time during the Google Meet, I will randomly take a screen grab and then keep track of whose cameras were on during that time. This is an incentive to have students turning their cameras on during the meet. The zeros must be because the student has attempted the mastery check but has not reached mastery. Missings, so meaning that they didn't even attempt it, are not eligible to be excused. So I will also be using a variety of engagement activities during our live sessions, polls, Desmos, Kahoot, quizzes, etc. So the big difference between our Quarter 1 and our Quarter 3 class is that I'm going to be implementing the same learning model that I use in my chemistry classes, which is self-paced, mastery-based learning. So I'm not going to read all of this, but self-paced is a method of learning that allows students to achieve mastery through practice and revision. So self-paced is not self-taught learning. So I will be there with each student every step of the way, providing high-quality instruction, revision opportunities, and support. So what does self-paced learning look like in my class? So each students will receive a weekly lesson plan with the required content learning experiences, learning assignments, and mastery checks and revision opportunities. So the big difference too is first quarter what we did was you had a quiz over the previous day's material every day at the beginning of class. We won't be doing those quizzes every day or quizzes at all. They're replaced by the mastery checks. In the mastery checks, one of the feedback I got from you guys from first quarter was that you wanted opportunities to redo those quizzes. Well, the mastery checks are those opportunities to redo the quizzes. You can redo mastery checks as many times as you need to in order to reach mastery, which in this class will be 83 or higher, up until and including the day of the unit test. After the unit test, I will not be accepting any work for them from that unit. So students can use the lesson plan to keep on pace. Links to the materials will be provided as they are created, and students will should be progressing linearly through each unit lesson. So doing 1.1 before 1.2, although we'll be starting this quarter with Unit 5, and then following the self-paced learning cycle. So what this looks like is we have tips and tricks. So you start at step 1, content learning. Then you do some of the questions on the learning assignment. Check your work with the answers I provide. Attempt the mastery check. If you reach mastery, then you don't need to do the revision thing and you move on to the next lesson. If you don't pass the mastery check, you will have to do some revision. Go back and try some learning assignments. Go back and come back into the Google Meet. Ask me questions. That's the biggest way to get help in learning. So please the mastery check. So this is for my chemistry kids, but instead I'm also including an 83. So you can get an 83 or higher in order to demonstrate mastery in Math 1. So it goes in the grade book as a 0, 83, 90, or 100. So if you get a 75, it goes in as a 0 in order to encourage you to redo it. You can redo it as many times as you need to reach mastery up until the day of the unit test. Here's a little bit more detail about what is in each lesson. Remember, you can pause and rewind the video in order to read all of this, because I won't just read off the slide. So what is mastery? You're going to hear me talking about mastery all quarter. What is it? Mastery learning maintains that students must achieve a level of mastery on a knowledge test in prerequisite knowledge before moving forward to learn different information. So that means that you gotta know the stuff that comes first before you get the stuff that comes second, especially in math. Math builds on itself. If you don't understand how to solve for x, how are you going to be able to solve a system of equations that has multiple x's, etc.? So mastery occurs at a formative level, which means you have the opportunities to redo it. That's the whole purpose of learning. Okay, you learn as much from failure as you do from success. So emphasizes foundational concepts and examines and reflects on results. So if you don't pass the mastery, why didn't you pass it? Like, what did you do? And then, did you prepare well enough? Or did you skip through the lesson, not paying attention to the content videos? If you did, what did you do? If you did reach mastery, what did you do? How can you continue that success on the next one? So, benefits of aiming for mastery using self-paced learning. So the students will have time to focus on material that challenges them. You don't have to wait through others to get through material that's easy. Builds self-management and time management skills, and you don't miss critical material if you miss a live lecture. Avoids your gaps in knowledge. As for teachers, I'm not tied to the front of the room, or in this case, my entire class period in a live Google Meet lecturing. So I can have time to help individual students and groups of students on specific skills that they're struggling with. And I can also build relationships with students by having time to talk with each student and get to know their learning style. So what are my responsibilities? My responsibilities in a self-paced learning environment is to create content lessons that are designed to address specific learning objectives, select activities and resources that help students meet each specific learning objective, provide timely and constructive feedback, to be available to help you either by email, text, or in our live sessions, and support all of you as you progress towards mastery. What are the students? What are your responsibilities, or what are your students' responsibilities? You need to try your best. Math can be very challenging for students. Take your time to truly learn the material and don't rush just to get it done. Complete unit sections in order because math builds on itself. If you don't demonstrate mastery on an objective, go back and review your material. Ask for help. Keep trying. And also, don't plagiarize. Copying another student's work or copying off the internet /photomath. So how will I be grading in this new self-paced classroom? Your learning assignments are ungraded. The purpose is to practice a skill or learn a concept in order to develop mastery. I will be providing you an answer key with the correct answers only for all learning assignments. This will allow students to check their answers along the way and get help on the questions that they aren't getting correct before attempting the mastery check. All C&M assignments will be graded on mastery. So your Ed Puzzle assignments, they will go in the learning experience category in the grade book, so the 30%. They'll be graded on a 4-point scale, and all Ed Puzzles will be weighted in that 30% at 0.1. So mastery checks will be rated at a 1.0, weighted at 1.0 in the learning experience category. So in Math 1, I've decided that we will be using a 4-point scale instead of the 3-point scale I use in my chemistry class. The purpose of Ed Puzzles is to learn. This is how I deliver my instruction. If you're not doing the Ed Puzzles, it's like you're skipping class. You're skipping class, and then you're going to have a quiz the next day, and you're not going to understand any of the material. So you need to do the Ed Puzzles. If you do not reach mastery on the ed puzzles, I will automatically reset your progress so you can redo the ed puzzle. So, and here's a tip. I should only have to reset the ed puzzle once because I explained the answers to the questions that you're being asked immediately after I asked them in the ed puzzle. So you should be taking notes and writing those down. Remember, you can pause and rewind the videos in order to understand the material. The mastery checks go in the learning experience category. They will also be graded on a 4-point scale, but the mastery check is assessment. They're to demonstrate mastery. A student can complete revisions and reassess. Revisions and reassessment are expected to be completed before a student attempts the next lesson. So the grades in the grade book. 0, you did not achieve mastery. So that 0 can include, you could have gotten A. So different ways to communicate with me. Email, Google Voice, Google Meet. I keep our Google Meet open the entire class period for you to come back in and ask for help. This is your best way to get help. I'm also available 3 to 4:30 by appointment, so you need to just email me or text me and ask me to set up a meet for you. Texting during the week will be answered between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. You can call during the Google Voice during 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But I might not answer right away because I may be teaching another class. More feedback, online comments and feedback. I will provide you comments when grading, usually on the assignment. But here is a huge recommendation. Do not reply to private comments on Google Classroom assignments. I don't see them right away. So if you have a question like, why didn't I reach mastery? Or how did I keep getting this question wrong? Or I need help, you got to email me or text me or come back into the Google Meet. Okay? I don't see those private messages very often. So make sure that you email me or text or come back into the Google Meet to get additional clarification on some type of assignment. So, and this is quarter 1 data, and this is quarter 1 data from my chemistry class. And my quarter 2 data is very similar. But if we look here, using this self-paced mastery-based class in my chemistry class, if you look, 63% of my students reached mastery on the district common assessment, compared to 50% of the rest of the chemistry students in 27J at the other schools. If you look at the second cycle 2, so district common assessment cycle 2 for chemistry, 83% of my students reached mastery on that DCA compared to 54%. And the only difference is we are in chemistry are using the self-paced mastery-based learning model of teaching, and the rest of the district schools are not. Mastery-based self-paced learning works. If you try it and you engage with the work with fidelity, you will be successful.